Video number 2 while we're down here at Seaforth. I just thought I had a couple of people during the week who I invited one person down here to bring their dogs walking with me and Pedro, and I don't know if you can see Pedro, he's somewhere over there running about. There he is. And she said to me, I can't possibly drive all that way down to Seaforth Beach because of my anxiety. And it's been many, many years since I've had anything to do with that idea of anxiety, wherein I couldn't actually get out of my house and go and drive my car somewhere that I wasn't certain of the destination, etc. I've always been a bit adventurous. And so I thought I'd make this little video just about anxiety and angst. All anxiety comes from separation from source. Of course you're anxious because the first experience you ever had of being separate from God was terrifying to you. And every time you have a correlating experience on earth of being out of your comfort zone or out of something that's beyond your control or unknown to you, it brings back the memory of that terror of being separate. And you'll say, well, no, it's not, because I'm anxious about this and I'm anxious about that. But your mind manifests specific and individual situations, even to the point of getting an invitation to bring your dogs walking from a spiritual healer. Your mind manifests these situations in order that you can see where you're really at in your head, in your face. So the world shows you whether you're at peace or not. The situations you encounter in your life will show you whether you're on track. And if you're not at peace, you're not on track. Because peace is your right, man. Peace is your absolute fucking right. You're entitled to inner peace, perfect inner peace, and there's no one stopping you from having it except for you. And the way to remember that peace is your right, is by being vigilant for it, for your state of inner peace, and recognizing when you're not at peace and being still for a moment. Why am I not at peace here? What fear or what illusion or what kind of guilt or what bloody blame or what judgment have I made about myself or another or a situation that has robbed me of my peace? And it's not that you can ever really lose it, but you can kind of cover it up with a bunch of dark thinking. And because all your thoughts have effects, right? Every thought that you have, if you think angry thoughts, you have angry emotions. If you think happy thoughts, you generally have these happy kind of whimsical personality and feelings and all that sort of stuff. So, but every thought has effects. And you're terrified of the power of your thoughts because the last thought that you had before you left eternity was, fuck you, God, I'm out of here. And boom shanker, look where you are now. It's kind of funny, isn't it? You use the power of free will. It's like God gave you a chemistry set and go, here you go, there's a chemistry set. You know, you're my child and you do what you like with it. And you just threw the instructions away and blew yourself out of eternity into this dream, into this illusion of physical nature wherein we all think we're bodies, but our body is just our avatar, it's our vessel for learning here. And now you got some crazy tattoo guy talking to you on a video telling you what's happened. You know, it's like, don't worry about it. But when you realize that your peace of mind is lost, or that you're disturbed or anxious or fearful or any of that stuff, be still. Stop, exactly like I'm stopping right now. Right? Imagine a circle around you in the sand, because I happen to be in the sand. Ready? Let's do it. All right, there's my circle. I'm standing in it. Can you see that? The circle is a symbolic representation for my determination not to budge until all this emotionality comes up, until all this anxiety comes up. I breathe through it and I'm going to release it to God. I'm going to give all my fears and all my pain and all my sorrow to the Holy Spirit, because I've invited the Holy Spirit, or the Spirit of wholeness, or whatever, into my life to abide with me, to guide me. And I'm going to trust that that can't fail, because what is everything cannot have an opposite, right? And if God is everything without opposite, forever and ever, amen, then there can be no doubt other than in my mind. There can be no fear other than in my mind. There can be no guilt, no worry, no nothing other than in my mind. Because I have free will. I can make that shit up if I want to. God sits back and goes, I don't know what you're doing there, but God doesn't really know what the fuck you're doing anyway. But God just loves you unconditionally. Get that? But because you have free will, God has to wait until you ask for help. And we hate asking for help. It's like, how dare you? So I make my circle, I breathe in, out, I connect, get a sense of your inner world, get a sense of something within you that's greater than yourself. It's there, and you'll find it with practice. And breathe and be willing to allow something beyond your control to happen, to allow all that emotionality to come up. Right? Let it be miraculous. Let your life be miraculous. Learn to be miracle-minded. Miracle-minded, that's a thing. You should take it on. A mantra. I'm learning to be miracle-minded. I don't know how the fuck to deal with this. I'm just going to let it be a miracle. Got it? Learn to live that way. It'll gradually grow on you. But I'm in my circle. I'm breathing. And the emotions start to come up. Right? And we love to push our emotions down. We love to keep them down. I don't want to look at that shit. And some of the stuff's so painful we don't even know if it's there to look at. You know, we don't know how to deal with it at all. But it just comes up as this unlabeled emotional state called angst or fear or whatever, and it can be terrifying. But you breathe through it, you offer it to God. Take this from me, whatever it is, and you let it go. When you let it go, it can look like anything. You might start crying, you might start laughing. Sometimes people that I take through this journey, they vomit. Some people cough their guts up. Whatever it looks like, it looks like. It doesn't have to look like anything particular, and one time can look completely different to another time. It's not a religion, all right? Don't make a religious practice out of it. This is just a kind of a helpful, handy hint, a little life hack. So breathe and let it go. And when you feel like it's gone, carry on. And watch your mind. Keep your mind at peace. All right, well, I love you. And maybe I'll post this one up. Okay, take it easy.